Represent. Hey people, so what you're about to see is not really a reaction. I've already seen this thing a billion times, and I just wanted to do this video to make a few jokes that I've been saying to myself in the like 463 times I've been watching this, and that's really just about it. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch this movie and make jokes about it and say some things I've already said about it. So here we go. You know, my film teacher always said, never start a film off with an alarm clock. Biggest cliche and most annoying sound.
Oops, wild.
Chief
I see the two
Bozo.
of you are enjoying yourselves.
Yes, sir.
If I actually like Gazelle, I would enjoy this a little bit more.
You two better not be getting too comfortable.
I could swear I heard a
Tomorrow I
crowd
want you
booing
working
when
hard
Nick
at
said
6
he didn't
o'clock
like
in the
Gazelle.
morning.
That way.
Take this right.
Gotcha, carrots.
See, that's a new drawing of Nick
I
for
had fun
this
tonight.
full movie.
You?
Honestly, I thought the other one kind of looked more
Or is that an
convincing.
emotion that you don't?
Wanted you to go with me to another concert was so you'd make a fool of yourself and I'd get it all on video.
Not surprised, coming from
See,
a clever little
you can
bunny
see
like
Mauricio's
You
trying to
almost
be
fell for it.
faithful to the original
Take this left.
movie while also, just trying to build up this romance believably and slowly. Judy, you are a dirty bunny.
Have the $4,500?
Yep, I have 4,005. Wait, I'm sorry.
See,
I
like,
thought-
Nick dealing with society, beating him down, like, that's all great, but, like, this whole Mr. Bateman thing with the apartment, it doesn't really tie anything to the, like, the action plot. Like, that's the problem that I said before with this movie. Like, there's kind of too many plots going on at once for it to flow, like, naturally. And, like, with Zootopia, everything just kind of flowed a lot better. So, like I said, this movie's great, but that's one thing that could have made it better.
Melba goes by the alias Wolfgang. We need to know his location.
And, like, this Wolfgang thing, like, Judy hunting down
Sir,
a drug
we
dealer,
know
that's,
you've
like, a
known each
whole
other for
nother
a
plot in
long
and of
time,
itself.
And we
Like,
both most certainly know that your
I get the feeling that, like,
multiple
he
times
meant for this to be the main
drug-related
plot at
The
some
last one
point,
which
and then he
resulted
just
in the
kind of
assault
decided to
of a
just leave it
potential
in
buyer.
there. Again, it kind of hurts the flow. The aspect ratio wasn't always taken into account.
You two look better in real life than on the telly. Especially you, my dear.
Ugh.
Oh, well,
You know, Mauricio said in his little commentary that he didn't want Judy and Nick to kiss because it was like they didn't have to kiss for you to know that they were together. And that's true, but let me put it this way. In the original episodes, Nick never kisses Judy, and Miles does. That's not right.
I was a fox. Who would believe me if I said I
I
didn't
fucking
get paid?
hate prejudice.
No one.
Like, as heartwarming
Not
as
even girls
Zootopia
and
is,
people.
it's also
No
upsetting.
one.
It's kind of hard to watch sometimes.
I do.
We're gonna investigate on our own, aren't we?
Let's see the case.
See, like, in the original episodes, Bogo let them
It
have
says
the
Mrs.
case,
Shell was attacked
and
at
then,
home here.
like, a couple
Mrs.
episodes
Hart
later,
quit.
he was like, you violated my
And
direct
her
orders.
associates, yada, yada, yada.
Like, here, that kind of makes more
Shelter.
sense now.
Read on the news. You interrogate very well. Keep up the good work, both of you. Especially you, beautiful.
Thank you, Miles. That'll be all.
After you. Beautiful.
Nikki does think you're beautiful, Judy.
Important case. Something so important that no one should disturb him.
Yes! Arch, that's back!
For you, anything.
Well, yeah, don't disturb him.
Okay,
Bogo, you shun Judy and Nick for being in love.
Would you happen to know if the sloth is still here?
Well, he left 15 minutes ago.
What is the sloth's name?
He's called, Flash?
100-yard dash.
Okay, where could he be? The DMV? The
Nick.
Oh.
It's probably the first he's gotten in
Should we
15
take him to the
minutes.
station? You sure you're gonna be okay? Might hurt to use your hand.
You're just lucky it's my hand getting bandaged and not yours.
You probably use your hand every night.
Look who's talking carrot
I should
dildo.
try
Like I said, this movie's 2 hours long, and we're only at the 30-minute
know.
mark. Like, this is a part where Judy and Nick are happy and everything's going great for them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The scene, the scene should have been, like, halfway through.
And we can use it to listen to some music.
Nicky does want to get it on with you, Judy, but he's not that dense.
Yeah,
Nicky's cupping a feel. See, like I said, this Cold Coffee isn't really a romantic song. Like, you know, one song that I've been listening to a lot lately is, you know, Have a Little Faith in Me by John Hyatt. That song has a very tragic backstory behind it, but it's still romantic, so I think that would work a lot better. Mauricio, you drew titties on Judy. I know I've gushed about her ass, but you know she doesn't really have an ass. She just... If they showed her in The Naturalist... I gotta stop talking.
Will you look at that? Disgusting.
Yeah, they're gonna give each other AIDS and hurt God and all that bullshit. Fuck you.
At the moment.
I'm sorry, honey. I don't understand. He's a fox.
A handsome,
Nick is
charming,
fox.
I
loving
still don't understand.
fox.
Why are you dating a
You
fox?
should be happy.
There are
I've always liked him. It's just,
No, you haven't. Like,
you know,
the first time you two met, he made you feel worthless.
Against you.
Nick, why'd you have to be such a
It's I
jerk?
just don't
What are you looking at? Yeah, Judy. Yeah, hold on here, Foxy. See, like,
What's going on over here?
Mauricio,
actually,
the thing about PG movies is that
What is it?
you can't have blood in them, but for some reason you can have adult jokes like play Fox Carrot Dildo and using your hand and one other thing we'll see later on, but if you use blood, it's automatically gonna be worse.
Do you understand what you are saying now?
See, like, now I'm thinking Miles Walker, his whole thing with interspecies relationships, that could be prevalent as politics. Like, I always, now I'm thinking, like, maybe he shouldn't have been the villain of this. Maybe he could have been, like, a character like Bogo in the first, where, like, he's only there to benefit himself, but then Judy and Nick kind of save him from something, so he's like, okay, I'm in your favor now, and
because if I'm elected mayor, I know what my first act
and like the whole homeless thing would just be scrapped entirely. Like, so, sorry, I know you worked really hard on this, but
You will not believe the time I've had.
but some things just don't always end up perfect.
I don't care what anyone thinks. You're my little bunny.
You're Nick's little bunny, Judy.
Go.
I'm a happy man. Yeah, avert your eyes, you bozos.
We can be hated, mistreated, treated as a sickness.
I love how much Nick's changed. He used to be so cynical and sarcastic. Now he's just a very supportive, loving animal. It's
I
great.
don't care.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but not all expressions in this movie are on point. Like, sometimes they don't look as sad as they should look, and other times they look like they're smiling when they shouldn't be.
Mom?
You know, from the moment I saw you, I knew you were trouble. Just another conniving fox. And guess what? I was right.
Bogo is not a
You
good
may have done
animal.
a
You know what?
decent job here,
I
but
hope
when
he
you
turns
were
out like
about property
Colonel
damage
Jessup,
and innocent
like from A Few
bystanders
Good
get
Men,
hurt
someone who
because of you,
thinks
and
he's
while I
like saving
truly
lives, but really he's
appreciate
just damaging
her current
lives.
state makes me question whether she's ready
Something
for
like
work.
that.
And if she has any
Sexy Foxy.
And, you know. And then I push her away too. Somehow.
You didn't push her away, she pushed you away.
wow. Sounds very boring.
It's
So
not,
all
but,
foxes are shifty and
finish telling my
untrustworthy
tale.
and
I
all
cut
vixens
you
are
off
bitchy and
because
self-absorbed.
You don't know how to tell a story?
No, I think I'm a pretty...
You had a disgusting relationship with a disgusting rabbit.
Okay, one, fuck you, you prejudiced bitch. And second, Judy Hopps, disgusting. Yeah, story does not check out.
To be with her, both of you freaks. You're made for each other.
That's the only thing you've said right so far.
Fox, who's been a victim of prejudice all of his life.
Nick, I'm very happy for you, but I am also very envious. See that in the original episodes, you couldn't see what that said because of the aspect ratio. Yeah, Judy and Nick are there for you, Zootopia. They cracked a case in 2 days that ZPD couldn't crack in 2 weeks.
You know I love you.
I love you more.
I love that so much. Like, see, in the original, Nick was like, you know you love me, but that was just sassy banter. Here he's just like, here it's very, very genuine and very, very warm, and it's just beautiful.
Abuse, can I?
I'm just gonna stare at this image for a little bit.
He only gets on someone's side when there's something that benefits him. If not, he's always against you.
Exactly. You found the missing mammals and that benefited him, and he's still closed-minded. It's like Judy said at the end, like, she was trying to prove herself to people who didn't believe in her, and they just don't change. They only care about themselves. So it's really just like, it's like she says at the end, like, don't focus on the people who don't accept you or believe in you or just focus on the people who live your reality with you. I agree 100%, Mauricio.
I met Miles Walker when he began to volunteer at the shelter. He took a liking to me.
See, this is why it takes hundreds and hundreds of people to create a perfectly crafted piece of work. When it's just a few people and life gets in the way, it can get very slow even when you're in the proper mindset. And like Mauricio Velasco wanted to make a fan sequel that was faithful to the original and was accurate with the characters and everything. But and it is believable, but interspecies relationships and homelessness, they are two different things. And like after Judy and Nick get back together, which is when we have like 30 minutes left, it just feels draggy. Like the part where Judy and Nick get back together and embrace each other and kiss, that should have been like the resolution, like probably like the last scene before the final scene.
All the homeless animals in Zootopia.
You chose wild. Disgusting.
You know what? Let's just see if the story checks out for Nick. Nope. They're fucking. See, when I first saw that thumbnail, like I thought they were being walked in on. Like Judy was unbuttoning Nikki's shirt, something like that.
Some homeless animals don't have that opportunity. That's why we have to give it to them.
And see, like, here he's, like, jamming all these viewpoints and, like, commentary into just, like, 3 minutes of dialogue. It's just, like, you know, show, don't tell.
I'm actually in the mood for something a little more carroty.
Mickey wants to plant his carrot in your soil, Judy.
I don't need this job to prove my worth. To prove...
Yeah, like, I think if there was a Zootopia 2, this would be a great way to end it. Judy realizing she doesn't have to be employed by the ZPD to help animals anymore. You know, like, she just wants to be with Nick, and she just wants to, you know, help people. And obviously, Judy and Nick running their own business, like, that could make for a good sequel. Like, what kind of cases will they solve? What will they learn along the way? Like, Mauricio, you're on point. Mama Wild.
Officer Hawks. That's me. Who are you again? Happy Mother's Day. Or late Mother's Day.
Aren't you a pretty vixen? You're Nick's honey bunny, Judy. Mauricio, I like to sing along with you if you don't mind. I never felt a chance to tell you all about the diamonds I've seen of you. And I really feel a sense of loss, a feeling of gaining bliss. So just holding my breath as I one nearby you. Probably my chest to defy your expectations of me. And conversations with me feel too short and bittersweet. But if you become mine, then I swear for all nights, I will make sure that your world is better than mine. Are you ready for smiling and laughing and cheers to go along with some sadness and melancholy tears? I can promise perfection always, but I can promise to love you for all of my days. Nobody knows what their life will hold, but the life that we live is mostly ours to mold. A whole new world is something we can create. Possibility held in the hands of fate. Life and time goes so chicken, there's so much now I'm missing. We only have so much time, so let's go out there and risk it all. Let's go and risk it all. Yeah, like, you know, that final song right there, like, Mauricio said that he's, like, a big fan of Ed Sheeran. He obviously included one of his songs. And, like, that song definitely kind of sounds like Ed Sheeran, like, the kind of, like, rapid fire, almost, like, rap-style delivery. And, like, you know, songs about love, and, like, honestly, Ed Sheeran's lyrics always kind of sound kind of awkward to me, and that those lyrics do kind of sound a little bit awkward. So, you know, it works perfectly good. And I listened to the full song on Patreon. It's pretty good. But yeah, like I said, even though I eventually had to admit to myself that this movie's kind of like drags a lot more, especially when compared to the first film. This dude really did care. He put a lot of effort into this thing, and you know, he tried to come up with good commentary and good stories, but like, again, like, the problem is there's kind of just a little bit too many of them. I think there could be multiple plots incorporated, and that could work fine if if it was paced better. You know, like the characters' emotions, like I said, Judy and Nick, probably like having their differences in the first few minutes, and then around the midpoint they decide they want to get together. Then around like 30 minutes left, like Judy just decides like their lives are just going to be miserable if they stay together, and then eventually realize no, their lives are going to be miserable if they stay apart. And then like after they defeat the bad guy, they decide let's get together and start our own business, and then we meet Nick's mama. Yeah, by the way, if they actually do make a Zootopia 2, they better let us know what happened to Nick's mama, because I think she might be a very good mama, and she needs to get back with her Nicky Nick. So once again, Mauricio, you're the king. You did a fantastic job on this, and I know it's going to take you a long time to finish Interstellar Ranger Commence, but I will be waiting, and I know it's going to be worth it, because you're the master.